to the TokyoBill Weekly Update, news on Japan of interest to me, TokyoBill. In this week's news, unpublished Beatles 1966 concert photos found on a shelf, Hida City residents relocate their carp, Japanese scientists find why cats leave their food unfinished, a proposed gift for New Zealand raises Japan's diplomatic hackles, and more. Japan's commercial minke whaling season has commenced off the coast of eastern Hokkaido, with Ayokawa Hoge, a fishing company based in Miyagi Prefecture, landing its first catch of the year on April 1st. The whale, a female minke measuring 8 meters and weighing 5 tons, was caught approximately 15 kilometers offshore in the Sea of Okhotsk before being transported to the port of Kushiro for processing. Buyers across Hokkaido could expect to see it on supermarket shelves within days. The company's president, Nobuyuki Ito, praised its fat content and recommended it as sashimi. Ayokawa Hoge intends to catch 16 further whales by late April. Japan's fisheries agency has set this year's national minke quota at 144, 111 for the Pacific Ocean, and 33 for the Sea of Okhotsk. Following the country's resumption of commercial whaling in 2019, after its withdrawal from the International Whaling Commission. The Tsushima leopard cat, a nationally protected natural monument found exclusively on Tsushima Island in Nagasaki Prefecture, is showing encouraging signs of recovery, according to the Environment Ministry's 6th population survey, conducted between fiscal years 2020 and 2024. Using feces analysis and automated camera trapping across 105 designated survey zones on the island's 2 main sections, researchers found that population distribution had expanded, particularly on Shimonoshima, where a precise count remained elusive. On Kaminoshima, the population held steady at an estimated 90 to 100 individuals. The previously observed downward trend has now halted, attributed to targeted conservation measures, including adjusted forestry practices and deer population management. Authorities say they will continue efforts to promote coexistence, with a particular focus on reducing traffic-related fatalities. The Nippon Budokan has confirmed the authenticity of 102 previously unpublished photographs taken during the Beatles' Seoul, Japan tour in the summer of 1966. The black and white negatives, discovered on an office shelf in 2009, were examined by Beatles researcher Toru Omura ahead of the concert's 60th anniversary this year. Though the photographer's identity remains unknown, the images are considered historically significant, as none appeared in contemporary newspaper or magazine coverage. The photographs document both the band's performances and candid moments during their Japanese stay, including John Lennon with a Fukusuke good luck doll, believed to be the same figurine that later appeared in miniature on the iconic 1967 album cover Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The Budokan called the discovery a remarkable quirk of fate. In the historically preserved city of Hida, Gifu Prefecture, a beloved annual spring tradition saw approximately 50 participants, including city officials, tourism association members, and volunteers, gather to transfer around 1,200 carp from a winter holding pond back into the Seto Canal. The canal, which flows through a district known for its traditional white-walled architecture, is cleared of its fish each autumn to allow snow to be shoveled in without disturbing them. Returning the fish marks the community's informal welcome of warmer weather. The task, while festive in spirit, proved physically demanding. Carp fought back vigorously, with the largest specimens weighing up to 10 kilograms. A first-year university student participating for the first time described the fish as surprisingly energetic, while Tourism Association head Yoshihiro Saito called the event a personal marker of spring's arrival. Japanese natto exports reached record highs in 2025, with shipment volumes rising 44% year-on-year to 5,248 metric tons, and total export value climbing to approximately 3.2 billion yen, more than triple the figure recorded in 2017. China accounts for nearly 30% of demand, followed by the United States, Thailand, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and South Korea. Industry analysts attribute the surge to several converging factors: the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage designation of washoku, heightened global health awareness following the COVID-19 pandemic, a favorable 2020 feature in the British Medical Journal, and the powerful influence of social media. Grammy-winning artist Lizzo drew particular attention to the food through enthusiastic TikTok posts in 2023. Manufacturers like Hokkaido Hamanasu Foods have capitalized on this momentum, growing overseas sales 60-fold over roughly 8 years by independently navigating international export regulations. After the unexpected death of acclaimed actress and former idol Miho Nakayama at age 54 in December 2024, her son, who resides in Paris, has reportedly chosen to renounce his inheritance rights to her estate, valued at approximately 2 billion yen and comprising real estate, copyrights, and music royalties. The decision is widely believed to stem from Japan's steep inheritance tax structure, which can impose a rate of up to 55% on large estates, payable in a lump sum within 10 months. With her son stepping aside, the estate is expected to pass to Nakayama's mother under Japanese succession law, an outcome industry observers find poignant given the pair's well-documented estrangement. The rift had its roots in financial disputes in the early 2000s, when Nakayama accused her mother of misappropriating company funds, severing ties that were reportedly never repaired before her death. Let's take a short pause. In case you're wondering, I started the TokyoBill to write about the local craft beer scene, and then included news articles on Japan that I personally found interesting, not just the big stories carried by the mainstream media. If you like what you're hearing but want further information, please visit theTokyoBill.com for links to the original articles. Thanks, and now back to this week's news. Researchers at Iwate University have identified scent habituation as a key factor behind cats' tendency to leave meals unfinished. Led by Professor Masao Miyazaki, the team conducted a study between January 2023 and February 2026, involving 12 healthy mixed-breed cats aged 3 to 15 years. Following a 16-hour fasting period, cats were given repeated feeding cycles and observed for changes in appetite. When presented with the same food consistently, cats ate progressively less over time. However, introducing the scent of a different food, even while the cats continued eating the same meal, was enough to stimulate renewed interest and intake. Published in the journal Physiology and Behavior, the findings suggest that olfactory novelty plays a central role in feline appetite regulation, and may help explain why cats naturally gravitate toward small, frequent meals. The team hopes the research can be applied to improve nutrition in cats with illness-related eating difficulties. Tokyo-based Terra drone is deepening its involvement in Ukraine's defense sector, moving from early-stage investment into direct field engagement by deploying its own engineers to frontline conditions. The company has taken a stake in Amazing Drones, a Ukrainian startup within the Brave One defense cluster, specializing in systems designed to intercept Iranian-made Shahed UAVs deployed by Russia, representing the first publicly disclosed Japanese investment in a Ukrainian defense company. Working alongside Ukrainian partners, Terra Drone's specialists are refining technologies through rapid development cycles shaped by real combat feedback. The company's $2,500 interceptor drone has drawn interest from Gulf states including Saudi Arabia and the UAE, which are seeking affordable alternatives to US-made missile systems. The initiative sits alongside Japan's broader pledge of approximately $20 billion in humanitarian financial, and reconstruction support to Ukraine, assistance shaped to comply with the country's constitutionally imposed restrictions on weapons exports. Haruki Watanabe, a condensed matter theorist and co-recipient of the 2022 Breakthrough Prize, has departed the University of Tokyo for the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, citing an offer that was both financially transformative and institutionally transparent. After 7 years as an associate professor with no clear path to promotion, Watanabe applied to multiple Japanese universities before HKUST extended a package worth roughly 3 times his Tokyo salary, including startup research funding of approximately 100 million yen over 5 years, compared to the roughly 2 million yen annually available to full professors at his former institution. The disparity left him unable to hire a single postdoctoral researcher in Tokyo. His move reflects a broader structural vulnerability in Japan's academic sector, where civil service-style pay rules prevent universities from competing with the retention and recruitment offers commonplace in the US and increasingly aggressive in Hong Kong, which has committed billions in public funding to attract top international researchers. A Shidenkai fighter, a late-war Kawasaki-built aircraft that crash-landed in the sea off Kagoshima Prefecture on April 21, 1945, has been successfully recovered. It laid in approximately 3 meters of water some 300 meters offshore for 81 years. The pilot, Lieutenant Hayashi Yoshishige, did not survive the incident. A local non-profit organization dedicated to preserving wartime heritage undertook the salvage operation, deploying a large crane to lift the aircraft's components onto a barge. Despite its 8 decades underwater, the plane's structure remained notably intact, with its wings still clearly distinguishable. The aircraft will now undergo a year-long desalination process in a specialist water tank before being put on public display, with the NPO intending the exhibit to serve as a tangible reminder of the human cost of war and the importance of peace. Japan's embassy in New Zealand has formally objected to a proposal to install a memorial statue in Auckland's Korean Cultural Garden, commemorating the women forced into sexual slavery by the Japanese military before and during the Second World War. The bronze statue, depicting a seated girl beside an empty chair, was donated by the Korean Council for Justice and Remembrance and is subject to an Auckland Council vote on April 28th. Japan's ambassador argued that erecting the statue could strain not only Japan-South Korea relations but also those between Tokyo and Wellington, and suggested that past government funding of the garden could imply official New Zealand endorsement. Japan maintains that the matter was definitively resolved through a 2015 bilateral agreement with South Korea. Supporters of the statue dispute this framing, arguing the memorial is a statement about wartime sexual violence and the dignity of survivors rather than a political provocation. The proposal received 672 public submissions, with views divided sharply among national community lines. Osaka City has placed 2,817 Toku Minpaku, private lodging facilities, under formal close monitoring ahead of fiscal 2026, following a survey of 7,312 registered facilities conducted in late 2025 that revealed pervasive compliance failures. Of those surveyed, 124 were confirmed or suspected of legal violations, 256 had attracted multiple noise or litter complaints, 357 showed discrepancies between their survey responses and reported complaints, and 692 had operators unable to reach their properties within the required 10-minute emergency response window. A further 1,488 facilities had not responded to the survey at all. The city's public health centers will conduct inspections throughout the year, with revocation of operating certifications among the potential penalties for unresolved violations. Osaka has also paused new Toku Minpaku applications from late May, citing a spate of complaints from residents. Results of the monitoring process will be made public in September and again in March 2027. Kiyoshi Inata, a Yonago City councilman with over a decade of service and a former council chairman, was arrested on bribery charges Tuesday following an alleged clandestine cash exchange in a city parking lot in June 2024. Police say a representative of Yonago Public Park Partners joint venture, the company contracted to manage Minatoyama Park, handed Inata 1 million yen to advocate within the council for reducing the park's monkey population, a move that would lower the company's operating costs. Inata subsequently raised the issue at council meetings in September 2024 and March 2025, at one point calling for the habitat's outright abolition. Since the alleged bribe, the park's monkey count has fallen from approximately 50 to 37. 3 escape incidents since 2023, which Inata also cited as grounds for closure, have raised questions about whether lax enclosure management may have been a deliberate tactic to shift public opinion. The park management company representative has been referred to prosecutors. In more positive monkey news, the city of Ichikawa, Chiba Prefecture, has launched an official bilingual supporters guide in response to global enthusiasm for Punch, a baby Japanese macaque who became an internet phenomenon after bonding with an orangutan plush toy following his rejection by his mother at birth. Hand-reared by 2 rookie zookeepers, Punch was given a variety of items to cling to during reintroduction training, among them, by chance, the IKEA soft toy he has since refused to part with. A February post to the zoo's official X account set off a viral wave that drove monthly attendance of 47,000, more than double the seasonal norm, and pushed fiscal 2025 annual visitors past 300,000 for the first time in the zoo's history. IKEA Japan subsequently donated 33 plush orangutans to the zoo. Funds raised through the supporters guide will go toward renovating the aging Monkey Mountain and upgrading other facilities. And that brings us to the end of this week's news roundup. Once again, your visit to my website, theTokyoBill.com, would be greatly appreciated. I've been, and remain, Tokyo Bill. Thank you for listening, and take care.